podcast. I don't know what episode it is. It doesn't really fucking matter. But we got a special guest in the building, man. Please introduce yourself for the people, my friend.
Alright, my name is Bammo. My real name is actually Butch. But I go by Bamo because it's my first and last name combined, just because it makes it easy.
Yeah.
Really, I'm just I'll consider myself an artist because when I say artist, I mean multiple different things. So music, back in the day, I tried to do podcast thing, but I'm not as talented like you, like other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then,
thank you, bro.
Yeah, painting. I try my best to diversify when I say artist, you know what I'm saying? So I'll pretty much just that.
So you do painting, you rap, sing, like what is it you do?
When it comes to the music aspect of it, I just majority rap, but I also try to put different types of vocals into it.
Okay.
Cause when you got like just rapping straightforward, sometimes that could just be boring to people. At least that's in my mind. Right. I know some people they just talented when it comes to rapping in general. Like I had to say this, but I'm not trying to push it.
I appreciate it, bro.
But a lot of people who are like me, I need multiple different ways of like making a song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So dope. So what was like your start into like getting into music and whatnot? Like how, what got you into like saying I want to record?
Okay. Alright, this is a good story. When I was in elementary school, it was me, like a group of like 2 or 3 guys, and we would just kind of like freestyle back and forth, like just walking the track and stuff like that, until we had to go out to like the classroom or whatever. Then it was like, every time somebody else would spit like a really hard bar, at least what we would consider hard back in the day, because kids
right.
Like spit a fire, wheel, turn like a tire type thing, just simple bars like that. And I was like, okay, cool. I will come here the next day and outshine everybody. When it comes to that shit. So I tried my best to tell them it was a freestyle, but it really wasn't. I was kind of spinning off the dome, but like I've written the next day.
Right.
So it was majority like, what is it? After that, I just kept on writing. That went all the way to high school. Then after I left high school, because I technically, nobody else knows this, but I technically didn't graduate high school. Weird story, I'll tell you about that later.
Gotcha.
It was fucking, I just needed an outlet to do something, you know what I mean? Because it was majority just work. Because as soon as I got out of high school, it was fucking 90-hour work weeks. Like, I just want to get that money so bad. Like, so I could do other stuff. But I just need a fucking outlet to do other stuff.
I definitely feel you.
It's bad saying this too, because I don't want to get myself in the wrong light or whatever, but I was selling drugs. I was doing all the shit that I was practically not supposed to do.
Right.
So kind of cheesy to say it, but rap was the outlet, so I wouldn't go do that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We all fall through, things that we grow from. You know what I'm saying? We all have to grow from. Everybody, I've had my times in life, you know what I'm saying, where I wasn't doing the right things that, that could get you in trouble and things like that. And that's what I love about like music, and like that's where I like try to do it with the whole G-Mind thing and creating a label is to give people an outlet to be able to, explore themselves with music, because there's more you can do, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like recording, like you could be like you said, you could paint, you know what I'm saying? There's so many different things you can do in artistry.
Well, it's like, to me, when it comes to like the artistry, it's like, okay, you can sit down and technically record a song, right? Okay, maybe, as we talked earlier, getting high. And I don't know, when I get high, I like to freestyle a lot. I'll show you that later on YouTube. But like, there's a thing I got on the channel is where it's just freestyle shorts. And I'll just freestyle for a quick minute. And sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad. But I still post it, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. And that's where the essence of like really the rapping starts from. Like most people like to get high and they like freestyle and they be like, man, maybe I want to actually like take this shit serious and like get on the tracks and shit. So I definitely feel you on that. Like I remember times back in the day, like everybody used to freestyle on the bus and shit. Like that was like everybody's favorite thing to do. Like me, I'm not much of like a freestyler type shit. Like I gotta be in the mode to like really like freestyle, but like it's a couple people that I remember like really good at like freestyling, And then it'd be crazy because like freestyling and making a song be so totally different. Like they ended up they couldn't be able to like record and make the song, but they can freestyle tremendous. So it's definitely dope.
Alright, you probably know this dude, Juice WRLD, for example.
Juice WRLD, yep.
He can freestyle amazingly. Like the hour-long freestyles, he could go in and make the song, and from what he was saying, because honestly I don't know if it's true or not, because I wasn't in the studio with him or making it. When he said he was freestyling on the songs, well, freestyling on the songs and doing that to me is a whole different league. You know what I'm saying? Like when it came to freestyle, like I used to do that in the school bus too. Like in the back of the bus, chilling with the homies, just spitting. And like what was it? It was one day where we just everybody in the back got in trouble for some reason, so we all had to move to the front. We was still freestyling there. And we got the school bus driving like nodding her head and stuff like that, and the other kids were beatboxing, and I was like, this is what I like right here.
The bus was always fucking, like, when I went to school, the bus was always, like, the wild time and place of, like, fucking school. Like, there was so many fights. The fights for school started on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything.
Like, bro, I'm tired, man. Like, you fucking, like, sleep or something. Like,
yeah, bro, for sure. So, what is, like, your ultimate goal, like, with music? Like, are you just trying to pursue it, like, as a career, or is it something that you're just, you know, just have fun with it just to get your stuff on?
As of right now, I got two different lanes I'm thinking about. Because right now, especially with music or just for a job, for example, like just a normal 9 to 5, right? To me, it's, you just gotta have fun with it.
Yeah.
So right now with the music thing, I want to have fun with it. And if happens I make money, I make money.
Right.
You know what I mean? But also right now is I'm trying to show people or show, it's bad saying this because I am young, I'm 20 years old, but I want to show the younger generation, it's like, you don't have to do this just to want money, just really have fun. It's like, like, what is it, like playing video games, for example, because I don't know if your mother had told you this, but like playing video games will never get you like a job or money, stuff like that.
Shit.
Well, now you can stream and make like $1,000 a day. And it's like, these people are having fun, and that's all I want to do, is have fun.
It's so crazy you said that, because even yesterday, we're doing a podcast with the psychology guy, and he says that money doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? And because it really doesn't, if you think about it, it's a thing of, like, I can give you an example, right? So, like, everything I do with, like, the music shit, like, it don't necessarily make a lot of money, but, like, at the end of the day, you start figuring out ways, oh, wait, I could do this and get some money here, you know what I'm saying? And then you start realizing, wait, the music does get me money. It's just, you know, you don't even have to have 1,000 followers to necessarily make a bunch of bread. Like, it's different. It just depends on how you do it. Like, with me, as you see the shirts and things like that, you just keep grinding with these little physical things. Ads, you know, people will just give you money, too, just for the fact that you're just doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Like street artists, like seeing them out in the street, like the hats on the ground, wearing the pots, and they just, like, I don't know. I haven't seen much freestylers on the streets, but I seen like break dancers and drummers and stuff like that. It was like, that right there, you could do that technically and make some money off it, and pretty much just do your thing.
Bro, like, and I think to really get to the where people are seeing like these millions of dollars and shit, like where dudes is making this overly amount of money, like most of the time, bro, niggas be broke as hell before that shit happens. Like,
it's literally you broke, then you move on.
Like, cause like, and then at the end of the day, like where I've gotten with the music, bro, like I've fallen in love with just the process. Like I don't necessarily care for the results necessarily. It's all about the process. Like, are you good? So for me, like, I don't necessarily care until it's all over, until I'm buried. Like, I want to see what the legacy is. Like, I don't necessarily, I think the money's just gonna all come. It's gonna flow. Like, I ain't never realized, like, how we met. Matter of fact, like, we met, like I told you, with my feature prices. Like, I ain't never thought it would be a day where, like, people would actually hit me and will accept me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
So, like, and that just that day when you hit me up, someone else hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, damn, like, you know, you can make money in this shit. It's just about just grinding it out and falling in love. You know what I'm saying?
I respect two things you said. Two things that, one thing you said and one thing you did. we were texting, it was early as fucking
Oh
morning,
yeah, I'm always up. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like every time I'm on Instagram, just going for my messages, I see you, and it's like, this dude's always on Instagram.
Yeah,
so in my mind, you must be always fucking working.
Yeah, I'm always up, yo.
Then the second thing, what you said was the legacy aspect, and I hate to bring this up because a lot of people don't think the way I think, and that's the same thing with you. A lot of people don't think the way you think.
Exactly.
Well, the word legacy to me is, right now, I'm working my ass off producing 5 songs a week, so Monday through Friday or whatever, right? I'm only, quote unquote, working that hard is because I want to have a legacy.
Right.
I'm afraid, this is bad saying this, because a lot of people say I'm too young to think like this, but I'm afraid to die and not have something carry on my name.
Right.
A lot of people think about that with like children and stuff like that. Me right now, I don't think I can afford a child.
Yeah, same.
So you move on to what you can do now, and that's to me is the music. So me moving on with the music is just keep working until I have that legacy.
It's about leaving stuff that's like permanent. Like my grandfather had said something to me when about the shirts, and he's not like he was never the biggest supporter until like I started having physical stuff. Like he's like, oh shit, okay, like I see where it's like physical thing. Yeah. He's like, yo, like this G-Mon shit, this brand, like bro, that's here forever. Like you done made it, you done put a thought, into reality. And I think what a lot of people is they get discouraged a lot of times. Like me, like I completely don't care what anyone else is saying outside of, you know what I'm saying? Because like if you really think about it, like what's really putting this table right here? You feel me? Like what's putting this right here? Like everything has been manifested. You know what I'm saying? Everything has been, it's an energy. Like we don't know why we're even here. You know what I'm saying? So like money, they make money. Money is printed. You know what I'm saying? Like you could wake up tomorrow and there could be either someone could take all the bread out your account, or there could be $1 million in your account. It could be glitches with the computer. Like you know what I'm saying, bro? Like it could be anything, bro. Like that's why I don't worry no more, bro.
Speaking about computers and stuff like that, I had this bar in one of the songs I had. Like one of the older songs. It was like forever and every day, like a tattoo.
Right.
Because your stuff's always, as long as the internet's around, it's always going to be out there. So now unless it's like something happens, the world destroys, it's always going to be out there. Even if you do die, like it's right there and nobody can take that away from you.
That's a fact.
And
that's the thing, man. Like with this might be my mom, I think. Yep, it is. But yeah, welcome on. But yeah, what was you just saying? Getting hot, bro.
Legacy,
yeah. So like, I think a lot of people just get discouraged because like it takes a long time to get to where you want to get to. But I think because people are results based, like they want to have results. Like so, everyone is doing everything for other people, or whether it be like we said, they want to make the money or acknowledgement. Like bro, like I could. For how I feel right now, bro, I can make a song, put it out there, and no one can listen to it. And I can still feel like, damn, I like that song. I still feel good.
You know what's funny? Last mixtape I dropped, right? I promoted the hell out that shit until the very last day. I did a live stream with Young Riddles because he produced 2 tracks, right?
Yep.
I looked at the numbers afterwards. Nobody watched it. Nobody listened to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't care. The reason why is because I know I made something that I consider beautiful, and that right there, as I said earlier, it's on the internet forever. So that right there is my fucking legacy.
Exactly. Somebody's gonna get to it. Somebody's gonna get to it. Like, cause honestly, bro, like when it's there, it don't really necessarily matter when people pick up on it. People are gonna. What it's meant to be is meant to be. That's how I'm treating everything. What's meant to be is meant to be. So at the end of the day, like, if you put something up there, and of course, like now, like, I done so much research with the music, and of course now I go through the proper protocols as far as promoting and things like that. But at the end of the day, like, I could care less about any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when I really think about it, all I want to do is just put the music out there, and then whoever gets to it, God will get them, or whoever you believe in will take them to that, take them to that music.
Well, it's like, as of right now, if I were to lose everything, like I lose my vehicle, lose my job, 2 jobs, if I lose like my house, I lose my dog, whatever. A lot of people have the same mindset as me, but like as of right now, if I'm homeless, for example, like, I'll still be happy because they can't take my voice away, because I can go out there and spit freestyle in front of everybody and stuff like that, and still show what I love to do. Even though I might be in like a really bad situation, I can still show.
That's what I love, bro. That's the same thing. Like every time, you know, we do the podcast and stuff, it's like I know we're gonna have a conversation, and then we end up meeting people like you know what I'm saying, who can bring, like, bro, you should be. I'm just listening to you right now, bro. Like you have a voice, so it's like for me being able to almost help bring that voice to the world is enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's my main thing with everything. Like I've gotten so much hate like doing the whole like music thing, and well, not just the music thing, but just like the label, Gma and everything. Like, I've gotten so much hate because there's all these other, you know, around here in Fredericksburg, these other labels and stuff like that. But but for me, like I feel like what people don't understand is like they hating on the one brand that is kind of like legitly for the people. Like I told you, the podcast. When I was able, when you asked me how much the podcast was, and I told you it was free, how much that made me, how good that made me feel, because it literally made me like, yo, like I finally got to the point, because Mom, you can attest to this, like for a whole year, that's all I wanted to do was just make this shit accept, like I just said, so you can get your, that's what it's for. Yeah. The money is gonna come from it, because even you was already thinking like, oh, the ads. Yeah. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like there's different ways in it to where, because I hate
Gma too. So
exactly. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Someone might buy a shirt. You know what I'm saying? There's always different ways to get your stuff off there.
How much are your shirts are?
These are like $10 with $5. You know what I'm saying?
$10.
Yep, $10. Yeah. $5 if I know you. You know what I'm saying? But if you hate it on the brand, it's $15. You know what I'm saying? And then we got other shirts too, bro. Like we got these Life of the Joke joints. These joints are special. At special order these joints, but they're not out yet.
Yeah, no,
but
like that.
Everything, bro. Like with the music, like everything I try to make connect. So Life of the Joke is just an album that I got coming out later this year. That we've been working. Me and Brandon been working on. The For Her, you know, it's a clothing line. You know what I'm saying? The line just hasn't came out yet. The album it comes first.
I liked everything that I've seen so far.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That mad respect to you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Stuff like that.
I appreciate it, bro. Like, with me, like, bro, everything I want to do is just solely around, you know, just making everything a story. So like everything is like connects, you know, with the marketing and things like that. And I want to do that for other artists. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to just do that for myself. Like with me and Brandon, who partners with me with D-Mark, like everything we do for other artists. Like the camera crew I told you about that we normally have here, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Like I want them to be able to be around this young, so then they can get in the studio and they may want to pick up the camera, like. And that's the other thing we just talked about, like with me picking up the camera, being able to set all these things up. I've already thought in my mind, like, bro, I could easily go record for another podcast that's already on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different ways to go get, you know, go get to where you want to get to.
No, it's like different avenues just to get to one spot that you want.
Exactly. So moving up into like the music thing, so do you feel like eventually you're gonna get to a point where you want to eventually like sell your music to a point where it's mass listeners listening to it, or?
See, this is why I think about like the underground scene a lot, because to me I feel like the more people that listen to it, they just listen, like they don't actually like hear what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's less people actually understand what I'm trying to say than more people just listening to it. You know what I mean? I'd rather have people know what I'm saying and not just like, oh, I can turn off for this like one time and like never listen to the song again. I want to have repeat listeners. Right. What was that one song? A couple years ago, like 2012, you remember that side Game of Style? They played that for like almost like a year. I haven't heard that song since. I want to have like a longevity of the songs. So that's my main goal when it comes to the songs and stuff like that. If I make 10 million views, I make 10 million views. I'm not really bugging about the views. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly how I feel. Cause I mean, honestly, bro, like the way I feel music is now is like people who are like really putting like a lot of lyrics and things into their music and time to their craft aren't really getting the just due and the shine for it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's you know, people just want hype music, like, and at the end of the day, it's changing. If you think about it, like I was listening to Lil Durk album. I don't know if you heard his new album.
7220.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It sounded like, you know, it sounded like Durk, but he was changing to the songwriting. Like you could tell, like niggas is not playing around no more because the top artists in the game are all Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake. These are the ones that are really making the money because their music is timeless because they, you know, they take time to write and they have a brand that comes with them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I feel like, bro, nowadays, like every time people send me music, it's the same fucking shit, bro.
I hate and love when you say that because I completely understand what you too. And I've been a fault of this sometimes because I would listen to a song I made in 2019 and it sounds exactly the same from like, I don't know, a Drake song or something.
Right.
Drake has, I read this thing that Drake, he don't listen to music like 2 hours or 2 days before a studio session, so he doesn't have like the same flow.
Oh yeah, if anyone, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, the reason why I also love what you're saying is because it's true. Because XXXTentacion, you know?
Yeah.
To me, I feel like he was the king of like the SoundCloud area and stuff like that. He made the best way to describe it to me is like raunchy but still great hype music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's only so far you can go with each lane.
Yeah.
I feel like that lane right there has already been snuffed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of kids nowadays, when they make the music, they're just trying to be as hype as possible without having or trying to do, like as I was saying earlier, the longevity thing.
Yeah.
So,
They just want to mimic what they think is the hot sound or what's cool, you know, right now.
Well, it's like when they mimic the sounds, it's like, okay, cool, mimic the sound, right? But you really think just because you mimic this one guy's sound, you're going to get the same recognition as him?
Right.
No, there's a reason why he made that or is making those millions just because of the time and effort and all the energy put into it. Because when like X first started doing this, because I'm a big fan of X, he did put a lot of energy and stuff into it. Especially like when he before he passed away, all his like Savage music, stuff like that, you can tell he put a lot more energy into it. To me, I feel like that right there is the better way of doing things. Because once you get like the momentum, you already have like the views and stuff like that. That's when like Kendrick, that's when you switch it up and stuff like that.
Right. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Because a lot of times, like even with me, like I made a point to almost do an R&B album and then do a rap album. Because it's like I want to show like the versatility. I want to show the different ways of making music.
Show them that you're not just like one person.
Exactly. And eventually, I'll probably end up doing an album with somebody who's who's on that like fun, free flowing wave. You know, just to show that you can't. Everyone to dive into these different lanes. It's about being versatile as possible for sure.
Well, it's like you can get bored listening to music.
I'm bored listening to music now.
That's what I'm saying. So the more that you listen to a song, like Aha from Lil Durk new album, I can listen to that, and me personally, I can listen to it, enjoy it for a little bit. But every once in a while, I'm just like, man, I'm tired of listening to it. I got to move to like an NBA YoungBoy song or something like that.
Just switch it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you, because like me, I normally, I pretty much don't really listen to rap like that as far as a lot of the street shit I kind of like stopped listening to just because like it got too repetitive. So like I listen to Durk because Durk got a lot of substance in this shit. Then there's I listen to a lot of Drake, Kendrick, things like that. Lil Baby, music. Right. Lil Baby's one of my favorite, like as far as street rappers, because like he puts a lot of time into the bars and things like that. But
bigger picture. Oh my goodness, man.
And a lot of things with these people, what people don't realize with these artists, like these guys are like working behind the scenes, like almost like business people. Like they're not really like.
It's not just the rap.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like this, for example, you're doing a podcast to promote not just like me, for example, but you're doing a G-Mind and yourself. Like, people come majority just for you, and I respect that because like without having, as you said earlier, being diverse and having different lanes and stuff like that, you're just gonna be stuck on one lane. Right.
I mean, that's kind of like why I do it, because I mean, it's funny you say that because I get a lot of flack for doing shit like this. Like everyone would be like,
for being diverse.
Yeah, for doing podcasting, bro. Like how many times I've heard you should pick one. You gotta pick one. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do two things that one thing's not gonna work. But
so
for
the
me,
way I look at, I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you good. Go ahead.
The way I look at it is like, okay, the 10,000 hours thing, right? When like, do your 10,000 hours until you become a master. Well, even though I don't know how to explain this, with the music and the podcaster, right? You're still putting in your 10,000 hours to master both,
right?
But you have two different lanes,
right?
So if one, don't taste the wrong way or anything like that, but if one doesn't work, you can always fall back on the other. Right. It's always good to have that plan B and stuff like that. And to me, that's when diversifying like this, like what is it, like having two jobs, for example, like full-time or part-time. If the full-time you get laid off for some reason, you have that part-time lay on. So that's the same thing with music and podcasts. You know what I mean? That's
a fact. And then at the end of the day, like for me, it all crosses. So like as I was thinking about this whole plan of 3 years ago when I started, I already thought in my head, like, regardless, everything corresponds with each other. Whether it be, like, the G-Mind corresponds with the mental health. Like, all these things correspond with each other. Me wanting to help and teach people music. So now, we got the school. We can make a school of music. We can make a school of podcasting. Like, it's so many different avenues that, we can do that, a lot of people just don't put their mind to it. They think that they got to be stuck in this one box.
Exactly.
And then you'll listen to those people. Like I got a friend, I'm not even gonna mention his name, but he used to do a podcast too. That's how I met him, and that's how I almost got started in the podcast. And I seen him doing it. He was really good at it.
Yeah.
He decided to be an artist and not a podcaster.
Okay. You
know what I'm saying? And his podcast had so much of a following, but he completely didn't necessarily brand his podcast with his artistry. So now it's like starting from the ground up.
Yes.
The way I figure it is, it's going to be people that are going to listen to this podcast that probably never even thought about hip-hop music or anything.
Exactly.
But they're going to come on here and they're going to be like, oh, he does music too, and they're going to end up coming across and knowing. Because at first the podcast was named What's the Niche Podcast.
Yeah.
I changed it, me and Brandon changed it to What's the Niche Podcast with David Lamont. Regardless, if you click podcast, it's still gonna go. Regardless, it's something that goes to David Lamont. Yeah. So shout out to my boy Q-Tip, because he's the one who initiated the idea. But that was one of the reasons why I did that, because I'm like, all right. I'm saying this, for example, for people that out there that people tell them choose one or to stop doing something. Think outside the box and figure out how you're gonna maneuver it to work for you.
See, that's the thing too. Is like, all right, look at it like this. As of right now, people can't afford, like, if you're just starting off with music, like me, for example, I can't